Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because I am going to tell you the secret, the guide, the deep dive steps into how to become the Notion girly blueprint in 2023. If you've never used Notion, if you've always wanted to use it, if you want to get organized for the new year, set goals that will actually happen, that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. And I'm really excited about it. I have a bunch of templates, I have a bunch of ideas, mindset things. We're just gonna get organized for the new year. And at the time this video goes live, there's like a couple weeks left. We have lots of time. This is a planning system I use throughout the entire year, every month, every week, every day. I know how to run my business, my content creation, run my team, and just know like what's going on all the time. That is fully because of Notion. If you guys know anything about me, one of my biggest personality traits I feel like is loving Notion, and I've made a bunch of templates. I have a lot to share, a lot of tips, a lot of tricks, and I think this is the perfect time to get onto Notion, try it out, see if it works for you for planning out your 2023 goals. And we're just gonna get really like deep dive into Notion today. If you guys are new, by the way, my name is Tess. I'm 26. I live downtown Toronto. I work full-time as the founder of Busy Blooming. We have a podcast 2 times a week to start and end your work week. We have a women-run marketplace with coffee chats and coaching. We have a bunch of iPad planners, Notion templates, a bunch of free resources, resume templates, a community of over 5,000 women. We have events. There's just like so much going on in Busy Blooming. So make sure to follow along, join, listen to our podcast, join our community. Okay, so resetting and planning for 2023 or any new year can be very overwhelming. I think a lot of the times there's just so much that we want to do. We want to rebrand our entire life, our entire personality, upgrade our careers, maybe quit your job, get a new job, start a side hustle, get more followers, be the fittest you've ever been, read 1,000,000 books. Like there's just so much that we want to accomplish in the new year. And if you're anything like me, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I have a system that I use throughout the entire year that I'm going to show you guys. And I think this is nice because I think sometimes we set goals for 2023 and then we forget about them. Like we never go back and look at them again. And this system makes sure that you look at your goals every single day, every single week. Like they're always at the forefront of your brain, which I think is really, really helpful in actually achieving what you want to do, not like getting lost in comparison or stress. Like you're very grounded, I feel like, which is always important. Okay, so this is my Notion template up on the screen right now. This is something that I'm very proud of this template, you guys. I feel like I've put a lot of time into this and I've made it very on brand for me. You can totally customize this template. I'm gonna link it down below. You can buy this one if you want. If you're gonna buy it, you might as well join, in my opinion, the Busy Blooming membership. The membership is $5 a month. There's a ton of benefits, a ton of discounts. You can join our community, connect with women. That's $5 a month. This template is also $5 if you just want the template. Definitely go purchase it if you want. It's linked down below, but there are so many templates online. You don't have to buy this one, but I obviously like this one. This is the one I'm gonna use this year. If you've never had a Notion account before, all you have to do is go to notion.so, create a free account, and then pick the template that you want to use. You can start from scratch and build your own template. I feel like it's a little bit confusing if you've never used it before. So in my opinion, I feel like it's best to go into Etsy or busyblooming.ca and buy a template because I feel like it's just a little bit easier. But once you have your account, you have your template, then the fun part starts. So one thing I really like about Notion, and I think the best place to start, is to customize it to the look that you want. One thing that's kind of fun is you can update this every month, and I guess we all have different definitions of fun, but I think it's really fun every month to go in and update all the photos. So if it's Christmas time, you can make them all like Christmassy themed. So in this template specifically, you can click this little Canva banner template. It brings you to this Canva document where you can swap out all these photos and customize this banner to whatever you want. To switch it out, you just click change cover and then upload. And you can also switch out all of these photos. All you have to do is click the little ellipses and then just click replace, and that's all you have to do. I've custom made this clock, so it's kind of like a cream brown sort of color. If you guys are interested in having a different color clock, let me know. I can make a whole TikTok or video about that as well, how to do that. But regardless, the first step is to make your Notion look exactly how you want. Also, if you want to change the font and have it more of like a serif font, you can do that here. You just click serif. So once you had Taylor Swift on or a podcast and you set your Notion, the whole vibe that you want, it's time to start planning. And I think the best way, in my opinion, to start planning for the new year is to take a step back and look at 2022. Look at the last year. sometimes we can get really caught up in wanting more and improving your life and changing everything and just like forgetting about 2022. 2022 is dead to us, which honestly I feel like is sometimes a good vibe to be in. But I also do think it's important to look back and realize you have done a lot to be proud of in 2022. What is something that maybe you didn't expect to accomplish but you did last year? Think about those first before you do any planning for 2023, because I feel like that is just so important to really close the chapter in 2022. Think, okay, these are the 4 to 5 things I did really well at. I'm really proud of these things. Maybe even 4 to 5 favorite moments, favorite memories from the year. Like just really take a second to really reflect on 2022. I feel like it's really important. So in this notion, I've left 5 little stars here. 2022 proud. Things that you're proud of from 2022. You can switch this up and delete this if you want like later in the year. But I feel like just to start your 2022 planning, I feel like it is really nice to have. But again, later in the year, you could put like something else. You could put like favorite quotes or something else. Okay, now that we have the vibe, we have 2022 proud, we're going to look forward and think about, okay, how do we want to feel in 2023? At the end of 2023, on December 31st, 2023, you're sitting in your chair by the fire, Christmas is behind you. How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel the fittest you've ever been? Do you want to feel financially secure? Do you want to feel free? You're not like a people pleaser anymore. You're more confident. Do you want to feel healthier, more balanced, more like whatever? Like, how do you want to feel? Maybe you want to feel less of something too, less stressed, less overwhelmed, less sad, like whatever those emotions are. Write down some words for 2023. How do you want to feel in 2023? What are some words to kind of guide you through the year? You can also pick one if you prefer to pick one, but that's also a section in here. The first like section is to do a 2022 reflection and proud moments, and then some words for 2023 or emotions. Okay, you guys know what I'm gonna say. If you listen to my podcast, if you follow me on TikTok, on YouTube, I always say this, and I think this is so important. What are your big, scary, lifelong goals? These are not for 2023, but these are like 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I've shared a few of mine before, but some of mine are like be on Forbes 30 under 30, have a podcast studio and office in Toronto, have a 7-figure business, like all of these big, scary, like 20 years down the line goals. What are those things that you really want to do? Maybe it's be like the best lawyer in all of Toronto, or be the chief marketing officer at Nike, or you want to move to New York City, or be a full-time podcaster. Like, what are those big dreams that you have that sometimes they're so big they're like a little bit cringe and you feel embarrassed for saying them out loud? What are those things? And write them down, because we're going to use that to plan for the rest of the year. Okay, so now that we have all that done, the next thing we're gonna do is start actually planning our goals. I think it's really important to split out your work goals and your personal goals. Work goals can be anything that's including like side hustles. For me, that in the past, that would have been my 9-to-5 job goals, and also my side hustle at the time, which was YouTube, podcasting. Like, what are you gonna do? Anything that like makes you money, in my opinion, is like a work goal. Set between 3 to 5 like work related goals. Maybe it's to hit a follower count, get a raise, to ask for a raise for the first time, to quit your job, get a new job. Maybe it's to take a course so you can get into a new field at work. Something that is so clear that you can cross off a list. I think in the past I've always had, I want to be more fit, or I want to like run more. Have something that is very measurable. It could also be you want to be the most blank you've ever been. I think that's another good goal as well. The most confident you've ever been and the most fit you've ever been. Just try to think of your goals as something that you can be like, okay, I can cross this off my list now. Next, we're going to talk all about personal goals. And these are really, really important to set. In the past, I literally would never do this ever. I would just set a bunch of work ones and then be like, I guess I'll read like 10 books. But try to set 3 to 5, like just as many personal goals as work goals. This could be anything that's not work related or side hustle related. So you want to save $10,000, you want to run a 10K race, you want to be the fittest you've ever been, you want to try a new workout class. Put those in here and challenge yourself to set like 3 to 5 really, really solid personal goals, because this, in my opinion, is the key to work-life balance, is to have a full life outside of work. Side hustles do not count. I think it's good to think of your side hustles as work as well, because burnout is just such, like we get burnt out so much in this generation, and you and I, like I get burnt out all the time, and I'm really trying to stop. And in my experience, the best way I've really stopped getting so burnt out is having a full life and other things going on that's not content or work. When setting your 3 to 5 work goals or 3 to 5 personal goals, think back to those big, scary goals you wrote down before, those 10 years, 20 years from now goals. think about those goals that you set now. Do those relate? Because I think sometimes we get distracted by comparison or fueled a lot by what other people are doing, and we get lost of like, what do I actually want to do? Because say for example, one of your goals is to be completely self-employed, but you set a bunch of goals that are like, I want to get a raise and get a new job, like do all these different things, but you have nothing on your list about starting a business or starting a podcast or even like starting an Instagram page for something. Try to remember that you have those big, scary life goals ahead of you. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, but your career is a marathon. Those big, scary goals are part of your marathon. The next year, don't try to accomplish everything at once. What are some yearly goals that attribute to those big, big, scary goals, and try to make them align as much as you can. Okay, so now that we have our 2023 goals, our big, scary goals, our whole notion aesthetic, and now we are going to sit back and set some habits that we're going to do every single day or every single week. Say for example, one of your goals for 2023 is to hit 10,000 podcast downloads. You think, okay, that means I have to hit 2,500 per quarter, per week I have to hit this many. Like, it doesn't have to be that granular. I think the best way to create a plan of action for your goals is to create daily and weekly habits that you can do all the time without getting burnt out. Because I did say this in my podcast, but I feel like a goal without a plan is just a wish. I don't know where I heard that, but I love that saying. It's so true. If you just set a goal of like hitting 10,000 followers on YouTube, but you have no habit of like, okay, that means I'm gonna wake up earlier every day, so I have an extra 45 minutes in the morning to work on YouTube. Or I'm gonna dedicate my Sunday afternoons to batching content. You have to have some habits and think of your schedule and have that in mind when planning your goals, because maybe you're gonna think, I actually don't have time to hit 10,000 followers on YouTube. I don't have time this year. I'm gonna redo my goal. So always try to think of your habits. What daily habits can you do? If you wanna read 30 books, one of your habits could be, I'm going to set aside 30 minutes every single night, 5 times a week to read. What daily and weekly habits are you going to do? And write them down. Write them down. Think of this as a checklist for every day or a checklist for every week. You can do daily habits or weekly habits. You can change this if you want. But what are those things? Say, for example, one of your goals is to get a new job, get the F out of your toxic job this year. What daily or weekly habit do you need to do? Maybe it's to think, okay, I'm going to apply to 10 jobs every single week until I get a new job. What do you need to do? What is the action you need to do every single day, every single week, even every single month to do this, and write down your habit or your action that you're gonna do. Okay, so that's the top half of this dashboard. Then you can scroll down and see this is a weekly schedule. This is my favorite way to plan. I feel like this simplifies everything. I don't really like using Google Calendar or time blocking or anything like that. I feel like it just stresses me out when I see like everything I have to do, but everyone is so different. But for me, what I do every single week when planning out, I just like love lists. I'm such a list person. So what I do basically every Sunday is I go into here and I do my Monday to weekend planning and just do to-do lists for the whole week. This could be work things I need to do, side hustle things. This could be meetings, dinner dates, like everything for the week that I have. I'm just gonna write it down here. And the reason I like to plan with having this top section that I've done all my yearly planning is because throughout the whole year, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm working towards. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is like, it's just a lot more fun, I feel like, to plan out your week every week when you remember like your whole year, your words of the year, how you want to feel. I feel like it's just a really, really good reminder. So that's the first page of this notion. In here, I've also added in a content calendar. I think I might do a whole sit down video on how to plan out your content like month by month and year by year, because I feel like there's definitely like an art to it to not get burnt out as a content creator, especially if you have a 9-to-5 job. I will do a whole video on that. You can go in here and add the little pluses of all the content you're gonna do. So this is what I always use to plan my content. I'll do the little plus and I'll put YouTube video or podcast or record vlog, filming vlog. I put all of my content in here. TikToks, podcasts, Instagram, YouTube, everything. It is so nice, in my opinion, to have a separate calendar that's not like your Google Calendar where you have all your meetings and everything. Having a dedicated content calendar is so nice. I would even encourage you to have a content calendar and then have like a work one, a personal one, like have separate calendars to separate out your thoughts and your planning. But that's basically everything of how to plan your entire life and your goals in 2023. If you want to go more into granular detail of like how to do every single week, like your weekly habits, your monthly habits. You want to have more of like a robust planning system every single week or month. There are tons of templates like that out there too if you want to do this process every month. I do have a template for that as well, but there's tons of them online. But that is everything I want to say of how to rebrand your life for 2023, how to be the Notion girly. I think Notion's nice because you can get it on your phone. You can also get it if you have an iPad. It's almost Christmas by the time this video goes up, so I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday and enjoy the planning vibe. Have fun with your planning. Don't get like too overwhelmed. Put like a little podcast on or something and just plan out your year. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be such a good year, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you in a few days for a new vlog, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.